Ideas Inspired Information Podcast powered by Lok Enterprise. Here's your host, Braxton Holley.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Ideas Inspired Information here on your Friday Fitness Fix, and we are continuing quality of life.
March is the month of quality of life. That's right, y'all. Episode 2, ready to dive on in. Alright, so we talked about quality of life, what that is, and I kind of hinted last week on what we'll be talking about this week. So, quality of life, obviously, is how well are you going to live throughout your life as long as you are living. So what exactly does that look like? Are you ripped like hell and just walking around and you can't wipe your butt? Or are you, just a regular old person, living life like a regular old person, but being healthy and, being the best you can be while you're here? I'd say the latter, but a lot of people think it's the former. What's your ideas on that, Braxton?
Well, I think it's relative to the person too, and their surroundings, the people they're around, and how they grow up.
Yep.
We both grew up military brats, so we subconsciously understand that fitness is important and the quality of life is important without having to be told to eat, drink, this or that. We saw it throughout our childhood, versus people that probably wasn't and didn't see that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. It could be different. It's probably not as important. But then you got people that just have a different genetic genome, and they look like they're well, but when they get older, then something's not operating as well because the way their metabolism gives you a visual look at
right.
So,
they were given a gift, but they didn't treat it right initially.
There you
essentially. Go. But yeah, I like what you said about relativity though, because it is relative. Quality of life for me may be able to get up this flight of stairs every day, rather than quality of life for somebody else may be able to lift 400 pounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it is definitely relative, but in a general sense, I would say find a healthy medium, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because if you're trying to lift 400 pounds, why are you trying to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you wanna walk those stairs, why are you trying to walk those stairs? Like, there always needs to be a goal in mind under the umbrella of quality of life. So if lifting that 400 pounds is somehow going to make your life better, or somehow going to maintain the quality of life you have now, lift that shit. If that flight of stairs somehow is going to make your life better, help you maintain your quality of life, make sure you train so that you can climb them stairs. You know what I'm saying? If you live up them stairs, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah. For me, like mentally on a daily basis, for me, quality of life is at any point, I at least being or have been athlete more on a continuous scale, to be able to wake up any day and be able to go do an athletic activity and not be hurting. I mean, maybe I'm going to be out of breath, of course, but not be hurting and be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that because this or that hurts. So being able to for me to be able to do what I want when I want to physically on any given day.
Yeah. A while back, a few years ago, y'all don't know who Dominique is, but Dominique, a friend of ours that we played football with, we all joined a flag football league, just to stay active and kind of get out there. We were all in college and just trying to find other stuff to do. And that first game, Braxton, I tell you, we didn't practice. We really hadn't been working out like that, focusing on school and stuff. It was first semester, so it was like, I was sore as hell after that first game. And speaking of quality of life, it was like, it upset me. I'm like, oh no, we can't have this. I need to be able to run with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? That actually what made me get back in the gym and get to where I'm at now. And it's time to go. I can get up and go.
That's
you know
good,
what I'm saying?
bro. That's good. That's definitely good to hear because, I mean, especially when you haven't done something in a while and you've done it so much for so
Right.
long, you just think, oh yeah, I can go get it.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Exactly.
oh,
That's how a lot of the fellas look at me. That's how a lot of us get in trouble. You can't live like you used to live in high school and you're 35 and got 3 kids now. You can't do that.
Yeah. And for instance, like we were talking about earlier, if you look at some of the older athletes still at playing at high levels, you
Yeah.
can tell that their quality of life has been to keep whatever their regimen is, to be able to keep doing that. Because you got players that come in to certain sports and for first few years. So for example, I mean, this might be hereditary or I don't know what it was, but for Derrick Rose, great athlete, played hard every game, but his knees just didn't hold up. And I don't know, I don't know the medical side of it, but I don't know if he just didn't work on his knee strength or quads or whatever in order for his knees to be stronger, or if he just naturally had weak,
So on that point, man, like D Rose, like coming out of Memphis, could do some amazing stuff, dog. Like more athletic than Russell, I think.
Bro, I think
More athletic than Russell
Westbrook.
Westbrook, yeah.
I honestly believe before LeBron James was LeBron James now, and such a household name, I think Derrick Rose was that guy.
Yes, bro.
But he just didn't have any knees.
It's that first knee injury, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to bounce back from, but modern day you would think it would come back. But like you said, genetics, hereditary stuff, and then like once you have a major knee reconstruction surgery, like sometimes you just don't get it back.
And he said like 3, right?
Yeah. It's really amazing that he's still putting out a high level. You know what I'm saying? And still playing, but
he doesn't have that jumping ability he used to have.
He don't have that spring anymore, and he don't have that cut, boom. Power on blast off his legs to the hoop.
He used to. It's unreal.
Like jumping out the gym, but. His skill, that's another thing. Kids, learn the fundamentals, learn the basics, because if you hurt yourself and you lose your athleticism, you'll still have something to fall back on, like D Rose.
Yeah.
This, like, he put up like 30, 40 in a game, and
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
He was going off every night.
It's still possible when all you got is your fundamentals.
Yeah. And for that being said, on the other end of that spectrum, LeBron James, he hasn't. Well, he's gotten hurt one time in 20 some odd years.
Yeah, and it's been like insignificant stuff.
Yeah,
like
it was
a thumb,
minor.
An elbow.
Yeah.
He did have that. I think it's growing. He had like some
like a pull or something.
Bacillus pectineus stuff going on, something like that. But
he's been able to be who he is now because he's taking care of himself, and I mean, of course, he works hard, but if you get hurt, then that slows you down and pushes you back. Like, and we can even bring that to now with KD. He just tore his Achilles. Now that's a little different. I don't know if that's more quality of life or not, but I mean, we'll see what he does after being out, a year and a half now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out.
I actually talked to my boss, man. She thinks she's going to be just fine, especially since he hadn't had any, like, history of it. She thinks she's going to be good. Yeah. And it's actually kind of representing that, too, because he kind of killing the league right now.
Yeah.
He kind of killing the league.
Yeah, he definitely has the shot. But, yeah, basketball. And so for me, I'm a golfer. Been golfing all my life, and I've seen Tiger Woods go through his knee surgeries, his back surgeries, and that one is kind of a little different for me, as far as I understand why. And it's not quality of life for him because he definitely takes care of himself. He works hard. He does things he needs to do, but when he was younger, he worked so hard that he ran, and he said this. He said he wished he didn't run so much every day, which would have allowed his knees to be better.
Yeah.
And I mean, all that's part of your body, so that could roll over into his back as well. But the way he swung the golf club for so long is why his back began to break down.
Yeah, I was watching this documentary on that, bro, and like they said the amount of torque that he had in his back when he was twisting and whipping that ball, and catching the green every time from the damn fairway, like, you know.
Yeah, right. It's
You like that golf terminology, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking to myself. Yeah, but that's you using a lot of. You definitely. I don't understand why people had for so long was like golf's not a sport, and they didn't. That's because you don't understand it, and you're not good at it.
Just like most things people don't understand and aren't good at or are jealous of, they want to condemn it and say it's wrong and, you know, whatever. Or less than. But you know what? Golf is just as much of a sport as basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, whatever the hell else.
It's all just different types.
Damn, NASCAR is a sport.
Yeah, that's
a mentally grueling sport.
Yeah, hundreds
Sitting
of miles
in
an
that
hour
damn car,
in circles, and G-force is pulling you. You gotta have the strength to keep on. Yeah,
man.
So,
I'm
like,
throwing up every lap.
it's definitely different levels, and all these athletes have different regimens to be able to go out and be as successful as they are,
and you
each
know,
and every day.
Right. And you know, we're talking about athletes and stuff. That's just because that's the world we live in. We like sports, you know, but everybody don't have to be Tom Brady, LeBron James, and Tiger Woods, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a regular person and live a great life as a regular person.
You can walk in your office every day feeling better than everybody else because of the way you're treating yourself. Yeah, that's important.
So, I like to lead by example, so to speak, or that's what I've been trying to do recently. So let me tell y'all how I keep up my quality of life through my day, right? And it's
DJ, tell them a little bit about like what you do, so like they understand the context.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I am a personal trainer, first, with a physical therapist mindset, so to speak. So I'm all about functionality, quality of life, of course, and then reaching your goals after we address those issues. So with that being said, damn, where was I going? What were we talking about when it comes to...
You was about to talk about like what you do and then your day of quality of life.
All right, so with that being said, my day looks like this. I get up at 4 o'clock a.m., not because I want to, and not saying that happens every damn morning either, but I try to get up every morning 4 a.m. so I have enough time to stretch for 30 minutes, get my tea in, and then hit the gym by 5 o'clock because I have clients and now it's time to start my day and get rolling. So it's very imperative for me now to stretch because a few months ago I was in a car accident and it wasn't super bad, but I'm starting to feel like some kind of lingering things, whereas like I probably wouldn't have had them without being in that car accident, of course. So I gotta stretch, I gotta get my breakfast in, and I gotta get my exercise in. And this is just a routine, and if not, I'm just a mean person, not a good person to be around, and I'm also working on that, just, you know, slow rolling. So whatever your regiment may be, just, you know, stay consistent and please try to like think of the long run. You know what I'm saying? We as humans tend to think about tomorrow and next week, but we don't think about 10 years from now, you know? So I'm stretching now so I don't look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame 10 years from now.
There you go.
Which is a great movie, by the way. Y'all check it out.
Classic.
And you know, I'm stretching now and working out now so that when Maurice, my son, is 16, he understands the importance of eating well and exercise. Because my mom understands that now, but she may not have had that information when she was 16. I know for a fact my grandmother didn't have that information when she was 16. I know for a fact her grandmother didn't have that information when she was 16. So it's more so of breaking the cycle and breaking the way of thinking and kind of prospering as a people. It's Black History Month right now. Y'all won't hear this in Black History Month, but just, you know, go with it. So, you know, breaking the cycle, us as a people prospering and kind of understanding that it's 2021 and we have a different way of doing things, or we can do things differently because of the people behind us.
Yeah. So, and then for me, for example, I It got tough for me during like quarantine time when it really hit in, because I would sit and work on projects each and every day when my regimen had been to go to the gym on a daily basis, and some gyms kind of closed or cut back on how many people they took in and whatnot. And so I got a little complacent in sitting and not going to the gym or not continuing my workout regimen as frequently as I was before. And so I've been able now to get back into that habit in order to get my body and just the way I feel, my quality of life, back to a level that I'm good with in order to continue to improve. So for me, it's just continuing to be active when right now it's tough to be active.
Yeah. And I think a really, really important point out of that is the fact that though you were working, you still had your body in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of us tend to kind of misconstrue or like blend/merge the idea of work and success and feeling good as one. You know what I'm saying? I'm successful, I have money, and I feel good. Because of that, it's great until, you're successful and have money and have diabetes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or successful and have money and have cancer. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
take care of that body, because that money shit, you can go get money. It ain't always easy for everybody, and I say that shit now because I'm trying to go get it myself. But you can't go get no damn money in the hospital unless you're working for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So priorities, y'all.
Yeah, y'all just make sure you have yourself in mind first, no matter what you're doing.
And make sure your boss know that.
Yeah.
Make sure your boss, know that you are the number one priority.
And be that person to help them get better as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
And even with all that being said, make sure you, if this is your first time, follow, subscribe, like. Make sure you want to hear us each and every week. As we go through the month of March, talking about quality of life and how you can improve yourself and just be a better person, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything overall. We're glad to have you. If you're returning, thank you as normal.
So much.
If you missed episode 1, go back and listen. It'll tie right back in here. DJ, what we got on for next week?
Next week, week number 3. Let me pull it up on this beautiful laptop that I just got. Week number 3 is going to be things that aren't so obvious about quality of life. So we've talked a lot about quality of life and what it looks like, what the actual definition is, but there might be some little sneakers that don't really kind of pop up in your head first thought when you think quality of life, and we're going to tell you about them.
Yes, we will. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week on Ideas Inspire Information's Friday Fitness Fix. DJ?
Motivation through education and no damn excuses. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.